Нужно с ним поговорить.
Удачной охоты, сталкер.
Due to the recent global health situation, the world of video games has been quite slow and stale recently. Not many amazing games to look out for have been released this year, and only a handful are set to release until the end of 2021. Today, we will discuss some new games for 2022 that you don't want to miss out on. First up is Elden Ring. First up on the list is the long-awaited Elden Ring, which is going to be launching on January 21st, 2022. This game has been in development for years now, and the Dark Souls fans have been looking forward to it ever since it leaked a few years ago. The game is developed by From Software, who are known for the Dark Souls franchise and Bloodborne. These games have a dedicated fan base and are made amazingly. Elden Ring is definitely something to keep an eye on, and you don't want to miss this game. This game could easily win Game of the Year for 2022 if it all goes to plan. Next up is Pokemon Legends Arceus. Pokemon Legends Arceus is the first open world and different type of Pokemon game. For a while now, fans have been feeling that Pokemon is getting stale with its normal formula. Even when the latest games, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, changed up the formula a little, it was still pretty much the same. This entry is set to shake things up by being very story focused and a fully open world. It looks very revolutionary for the franchise, and it's definitely a game to look out for. This should be the biggest Pokemon game yet and should be popular. Nintendo really struck gold with this idea. This game launches on the 28th of January 2022. Next up is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction is a new game based on the ever popular Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege game. This game is very popular in the competitive gaming scene and has become one of the biggest games in recent times. This new game is set to take the engine and formula that the original created and make it fully zombie themed. This game is more focused on fighting non-real players and working as a team. It looks so different from the original and fans are loving it. Please look out for this one. Rainbow Six Extraction launches sometime in January of 2022. Next up is Evil Dead the game. The next game on our list is a new horror game based on the eternally popular Evil Dead franchise. This game will allow you to take control of your favorite characters from the Evil Dead universe and fight hordes of demons and zombies. It looks really fun and is something people have been wanting since Friday the 13th got a game a few years ago. This game should do really well and is one to look out for. The co-op fun should be amazing and a really fun time with friends. The game is set to launch sometime in February of 2022. Next up is Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl is a long-awaited sequel to the original of a similar name. This franchise was very popular in the early days of PC gaming and took the world by storm with its amazing characters, story, and world. People have been wanting a sequel for decades now, and it is finally coming out in 2022. This game is looking great, but we are yet to see more information on the game's story and gameplay. The game should be released on April 28th, 2022, but could be delayed as some games have been recently. The game looks near enough done, so we will have to wait and see about the release. Next up is Starfield. Starfield is the long-awaited game from Bethesda. It was announced a few years ago, and nothing was shown about it. During a recent Xbox conference, we saw some of the CGI trailers, and people are even more hyped for Bethesda's next outing into a new franchise. People have hopes for this game, but we really have no clue what's going to happen with it. We have a release date of November 11th, 2022, but things could yet again change for this game. We were supposed to see it launch many years ago, but it was delayed. Hopefully it releases this time, as it looks really promising for fans of Bethesda. Next up is Ghostwire Tokyo. Ghostwire Tokyo is a very interesting game for this list. It's been in people's minds ever since PlayStation announced it for the PS5 when the console was announced last year. The game has been delayed into 2022 and doesn't have a specific release date. We know the game is very combat focused and is first person. It looks very aesthetically appealing and has an awesome art style. This game could be huge if it all goes to plan, and it releases sooner rather than later. It could be one of the biggest games on PS5. Please look out for it in the future. Next up is Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights is the next game from the Arkham team, who work for WB Games Montreal. This game is set in the Batman universe and follows the Bat family trying to control Gotham after Batman's death. The game looks very promising with its focus on character building and team play. It is open world in Gotham City and features combat like the previous Batman Arkham games. We should see this game released sometime in 2022, but no exact release date has been set as of yet. It should be promising, and you should definitely look out for it in the future. Next up is Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Forbidden West is the long-awaited sequel to one of the best games of the last generation, Horizon Zero Dawn. This game took the world by storm, and people have been waiting for a sequel ever since. When the PS5 PS5 was announced last year, we also got a tease as to this game's existence. Since then, we have seen some more information on it and some more plot details. It follows on from the original and is set to expand the world even further. The gameplay should be a better version than the original and should be as good or better than it as well. Please look out for this game when it releases sometime in 2022. And finally, we have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. For the final game on this list, we saved the best for last. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was one of the best games on the Switch and of the last generation. It was just a dream for any Zelda fan or Nintendo fan in general, so a sequel was highly anticipated. The game was announced back in 2019, but was delayed in 2021 due to some issues in development. People are so happy and hyped for this game that it's unreal. This game should be huge when it launches, and as of now, we have a temporary release date of 2022, which means it could or could not be released next year. We really have no clue, but please keep an eye out for this game when it launches. And that's the end of this list. The world of video games is really looking promising, as we are getting so many new games in the next year or so. Obviously, there are many more games that we didn't put on this list, so please let us know down below what other games you want us to cover. We are being spoiled rotten in this next year, as the releases set to happen are some of the biggest in a while. The past few years have been rough ones, as the previous gaming generation has come to a close. Now that we have the PS5 and the Xbox Series X out in the world, there are going to be way more amazing games coming soon and being announced soon. The new gaming generation has just started and should last for another few years before the next consoles launch. This generation is yet again the highest powered one, as the consoles are on par with PC gaming for the first time ever. For the first time in gaming history, we are going to have games that run the same on all platforms. And to top it off, you can play with anyone, no matter the platform. The console wars are basically over for the main ones, except for Nintendo. Both Sony and Microsoft are basically on par with each other and have even made some deals recently. This generation should be the biggest one yet, and it's really exciting to see. We should be getting some even bigger games in the future than what we have spoken about on today's video. If you think this list has some amazing games, the next few years for gaming should be revolutionary. These consoles allow developers to create some absolutely amazing games and worlds. We are being spoiled here, and it's not even close to the end of the road. Even more is to come in the near future, and everyone should keep a lookout for new releases. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on. Thanks for watching.